Hey, folks, it is Dre the Squid on Tattoo Squid Podcast, and my guest this time, and this is a real guest. It's not like podcasters, and even though podcasters are real, but this is somebody that is a writer, co-director, some of something, and he has a movie out on Tubi called The Marks, and it's Jonathan Reels. Hello,
Hey,
Jonathan.
well, good to be here. And yes, you are right. Podcasters, they're definitely not real guests. Absolutely not.
No,
No.
I don't want my
Do we
friends to
even
be
know?
like,
Do
"What
we
the
even know
hell?"
if they're human? Do like
No.
podcasters? Do we know? I don't know. I mean, it's to be determined. It's to be
Yeah, I
determined.
know, but I mean, all my friends that are podcasters are like, "What the fuck's wrong? We went on his show." Yeah, but but no, I mean, honestly, it's like somebody that's outside the realm of
Yeah.
podcasters. Where there is somebody like, which I really wanted to do. I always wanted to have like a director or a writer or somebody from film to be able to pick their brains on certain
Well,
things.
here we are. Well, here we
Yeah.
are. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm a writer. I am a director. I did not direct The Marks. I did co-write it with Joseph Lavender. It was Blacklight Studios that made the film. Um, Joe was at one point trying to become a professional wrestler and got out of it. Hurt himself one good time and was like, "I think I'm done here. I don't think I want to do this anymore." And he got into directing and acting, and our paths crossed. I don't really remember. Oh, it was like a web series he was working on, and we kind of hit it off. And we realized we both liked wrestling. And at some point, he came to me with the idea of reviving a script that he had about a guy named Mark that wanted to become a professional wrestler. And it was a movie called Suplex. And I read the script and I was like, there is something here. There is something to this story. So we started playing around with it, did a full rewrite, and that became a movie called The Mark. And it was about a guy named Mark. And he gets sucked into this world of professional wrestling. But that guy who was playing that main character, um, this is the crazy world of independent filmmaking. That guy who was supposed to be the main character ended up being cast in another project at the same time he was cast in our project. But we had been
Oh,
already been filming for a week, so we had a week's worth of footage for this character that we then had to write out.
okay.
And it just so happened that all of the scenes that we definitely needed for the movie were scenes that I was in. And I was only supposed to be kind of like a little small role in the film.
Yeah.
But at that point, Joe came to me and some other folks that were working and was like, I think we're gonna need to bump up your character a little bit. And I was like, well, I've got some ideas. Because I've got a lot of wrestling ideas going on. I've been a fan of pro wrestling for my entire life. And at that point, it really became less of like a focus on this one guy, Mark, and it became a focus on the wrestling federation, which in the movie is the Mosh Pit Wrestling Association, and
I
it became
love
a
that
focus
name.
on the entire the group. And so that was the name of my when I was in middle school. I decided I was going to be a backyard wrestler, and I started with all of my friends a little backyard wrestling thing, and we took it very seriously. We were filming it. I had lights. We had a ring. We were definitely going to be where the big boys play one day, and yeah, so that got written into the movie. There's a lot of real life truth and heart. Like I said, the director Joe wanted to be a pro wrestler, and he was Azimuth in the film.
Yeah.
That was the director, and that was his wrestling gimmick. Whenever he became a wrestler in his, I guess, teenage or 20 years or whatever, however old he was,
Yeah.
he was younger than he is now.
So, yeah, what is your actually? My question would be, what is your favorite wrestler when you were growing up while you're doing this?
So this is not going to be a popular opinion right now,
Uh-huh.
but I will say my favorite wrestler growing up was Hollywood Hulk Hogan. I mean,
Oh,
I was a big NWO. whenever Hulk Hogan came out there and he dropped that leg drop at Bash at the Beach in 1996, and everybody else was booing,
Yeah.
I was with it. I was with it. My grandpa was pissed off sitting in his recliner over there, but I was with it. I was
It's like, wait, what? What are you doing?
like, yeah, yeah. I mean, I really liked. I really was into Hollywood Hulk Hogan, but that was on the WCW side. You know, in the '90s, you got
Yeah.
to ask which did you like on WCW and which did you like on WWF. You
Yeah.
know, and on WWF, I really liked D-Generation X. I mean, that's very stereotypical for the '90s. You know,
Yeah.
you either like DX, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock. You know, those were the big groups or people at the time.
Yeah.
But I didn't like a lot of people like Triple H or Shawn Michaels when it came to DX.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not me. Not me. I like X Pac.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The
And if you
underdog.
pay attention to my wrestling gear, I only have my wrestling gear on in one scene in the marks, and I don't think this is a spoiler, but it is kind of reminiscent of a little bit of DX. It's got the green and black, and
Yeah.
that's just me trying to put a little reference there
You could be
to
the
X
one,
Pac.
two, three kid. You
I
could
could
be the
maybe,
yeah. You could
maybe,
be the
yeah.
1, 2, 3 kid on there. You know, it's like I'm not saying you're skinny, but he was
I
skinny back
definitely
then.
am
Yeah.
skinny. I'm definitely skinny. And a lot of times people don't realize how big wrestlers are. Even
Yeah.
the little guy, a lot of times, like X-Pac, for instance.
Yeah.
X-Pac is I think he is 6'3". Like
Yeah.
he is a tall guy. If you saw him on the street, you wouldn't say that guy is little.
Yeah.
But when you see him next to Kane and The Undertaker,
Yeah.
that
Ooh.
guy is little.
That's my favorite right there, Undertaker. That was my favorite wrestler.
Undertaker?
Yeah, because I got the Undertaker his symbol that he wears on the side of his
Yeah.
pants.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it has like the dragon
Man,
wrapped around.
my favorite iteration of the Undertaker was Ministry of Darkness.
Yeah.
When with the Ministry of Darkness, when he had kidnapped Stephanie McMahon and he had her and he was going to crucify her on that symbol,
Yeah.
and they had the flames and the robed figures came out. Oh boy. That right there. That was my favorite version of the Undertaker. That was the most menacing version of the Undertaker in my opinion.
I like the older one where he first came out
Oh yeah.
because that one
Paul
was like
Paul Bear.
holy yeah. No, not even with Paul Bear. It was
Oh,
Brother
Brother
Love.
Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brother Love was like the first one brought in. Then after a certain amount of time, yeah, it was we call it, Paul Bear. So, but then it did transgress, more to he did that, and then the Ministry, and then he did American Badass, and it's like I think a wrestler I was watching, Jericho. I think he kind of named it. He goes, "Oh, Undertaker is like the Madonna of wrestling. He's always transitioning
That's
to a
true.
different part.
And the
So
Dead Man, he's done with that completely. He's retired that
yeah,
altogether.
yeah,
And a lot of people thought that whenever he retired the Dead Man, that was him just being like, I'm done, I'm completely done. But
yeah,
now he's just doing the American Badass, which I think it's better for him at this point. The
yeah,
mystique is over. He's the American Badass. That's who he is.
yeah, yeah.
Have you watched LFG, the show that he's
I
on?
seen a bit here with Bubba Ray Dudley and Mickey James,
Booker T.
Booker T. Thank you. And I like that whole thing. It's almost like we're watching Tough Enough back in the
Tough
day.
Enough. Yeah, yeah. I've watched a couple episodes of it, and I think it's better than Tough Enough. I
No, it
really,
is. Yeah, it
yeah,
is. It's like
yeah.
in your face, like knowing what the background is. Because some people are like, oh, they just do this and that. No, it's the background of the background. It's like this is
Oh
how
yeah,
it is. You make sure you take care of your guy that's in the ring, and you don't do anything stupid and might hurt that person. They're always looking at the outlook of that, so which is good. But then they also
yeah.
look at the if factor.
I never can understand the people that can really look at professional wrestling and say, "Oh, that's fake."
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's sure, sure, we get it. The Undertaker is not a dead man
yeah.
that has come back from the grave, and he's not out here, fighting, the boogeyman.
Whoa, yeah,
You know, we get it.
yeah.
We know that as fans, we know that. But
What?
the stuff that everybody does in the middle of that ring, like that stuff, you're putting your body on the line, and you are legitimately getting hurt. That stuff hurts, you know?
And if you don't know it, you gotta watch a segment where there is Sid Vicious coming from the top rope, and he jumps off, and his leg goes like that. So when you see that, you could squirm all you want. That is some real shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, Joey, who played Jack Dixon in the
yeah,
Marks, was wrestled for WCW in the '90s, and um, he was. So if you look up on YouTube, like I think it's like world's most gruesome wrestling injury or something like
yeah,
that, most of the time his shows up, and it's Vader in the '90s.
uh,
There's a infamous Vader match where he basically just breaks this guy in half.
yeah, yeah,
That's Joey, who plays Jack Dixon in the Marks. He
yeah,
has his back broken and has his career ended. And there's a little bit of parallels to that in the Marks, without giving away any spoilers. But I
yeah,
mean, that's you know a real life injury. I mean, he was paralyzed. I mean, he can, I mean, obviously walk now. He was able to, even for the first time, really get in and wrestle a little bit.
yeah,
He did his own stunts in the Marks. All of the wrestling was uh, pretty much everybody who was in the Marks. There were only a few pro wrestlers in it, and everybody had to go to wrestling school
yeah,
and
yeah,
actually do a little bit of wrestling. But
yeah.
Joey, as the wrestling legend in the film, had to really wrestle the whole time. And
Oh
so
yeah,
like I think it was really cool for him. I don't want to speak for him, but I think it was really cool for him after like being away from wrestling for that long and going out the way that he did in such like a negative fashion,
yeah,
having your dreams just completely shattered,
yeah.
know,
Taken away from you, and you
taken
at
away
least,
from you.
and at least you could
But
be
I
able to
mean,
come back and do the whole thing and be that wrestler
yeah,
on a movie. Oh,
yeah, yeah.
so, but I would like,
But I mean,
and
they recently just did a episode of Dark Side of the Ring on it, so that was really like crazy for me. Why,
uh,
I watched Dark Side of the Ring, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, that's my friend right there talking about you know WCW in the '90s.
yeah, because I have a friend of mine that is a referee for like the monster wrestling. I don't know if you ever seen. It's called the K. Oh, he's gonna kill me if I'm gonna say this wrong. The kaiju wrestling. You
No,
know, like
I'm not,
so you look at the wrestling ring, they have everything that looks like a Godzilla kind of type of thing,
uh-huh,
and they
uh-huh.
get a guy that's dressed up like a crab, or
Oh,
you
okay. Now
know,
this, all right, this is fun now.
yeah, yeah. So there's also the matchmaker. It has like a huge cube head and wears a suit and everything else.
Where do I
Kaiju.
find this?
Oh, Kaiju Big Battle. That's the name.
Okay,
Kaiju.
I've got to
So
find this Kaiju Big Battle.
later on, I'll send you the stuff and all that.
Yeah,
I'll
send
send
me
you the
that.
thing because you look at it and it's very entertaining. It's like they got little cities in the ring, and then they got a guy dressed like a monster trying to go through everything. You wrestle on top of there, and it's crazy. One looks like a Campbell's chicken noodle soup. He's dressed like crazy.
See, this is what I love about pro wrestling is like, sure, you've got like the mainstream version. That's the Coca-Cola version of the product.
Yeah,
But like there's always alternatives and weird versions. I love the little sub clips like of like if wrestling is fake, explain this, and you see some sort of crazy shit just going down. I saw someone where it's just like it was like the wrestler started doing flips, and he
Yeah,
went all the way across the ring, and he flips out the ring, and now he starts
yeah,
flipping through the ramp, and that
yeah.
kind of stuff, and it's the craziness. I saw somebody fighting just a dummy, and the dummy won, and the dummy beat two guys,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
and everybody who's in the crowd was eating it up. They're playing along, and
yeah.
that's
Because there's
wonderful.
a thing where like Triple H. You mentioned Triple H from before when we were talking off camera, and with Triple H, and he's like, "Hey, I can go and do this. This guy can go and wrestle, and I'll bring a mop in, and the mop is gonna fucking win." You know, and
Yep.
I'm like, oh shit, they're really getting down and dirty with this one with the mop. No pun intended, but so
Yeah, yeah. I mean, our stunt coordinator is a guy named Brian Alexander. He was a pro wrestler for many years. I don't think he still wrestles. I think he just does stunt coordinating now. And he had mentioned the same thing as kind of like, the best guys out there are the guys that you can say, all right, fine, you've got to do this,
yeah,
and you're going to fight this mop, and the mop's going to win. And if that guy can go out there and fight that mop and let the mop win, then you
yeah,
know that is one of the best workers that you've got. And like to illustrate the point, he showed that to us. He fought, and don't want to give away any spoilers. There's a little bit of something similar to that in the
mm.
marks.
Yeah. No,
Not
that's
not
why I brought it
necessarily
up like
fighting a
that.
not necessarily fighting a mop, but fighting something else.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. It was a very holy experience, let's just say.
yeah.
But yeah, overall, everybody that watch the movie, it's like if you're the wrestling fan like we are, and I'm not trying to cut this out. We're going to talk more about it. It's just like it's very uh it's very in your face. It tells you about all the stuff that goes on, and making of a. I like I said, I love the name Mosh Pit Wrestling Association. I love it. Once they said Mosh Pit Wrestling, I'm like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me! Nice.
it felt
Yeah,
it felt very 90s, and I mean, like, it felt real and felt like something that somebody would use in a backyard, because it was something somebody would use in a backyard.
yeah, yeah. But then yeah, we call it a. I don't know when I first saw the beginning of the kid, holding that plush wrestling doll and walking up to his idol, and I'm
Yeah,
like, oh my god, that is like an '80s fucking like late '80s, early '90s hair,
yep,
and I'm
yep.
like, I think I had that hair a long time ago, yeah, and I'm like, see, and people, I had this now, but before I had party in the back, this is in the front, you know,
I
yeah,
got so used to seeing Joey with that hair that I every time I see him now, I really am just like, I don't know why he changed his hair. He should have kept the mullet. But I mean, he never had a mullet. It was a wig.
yeah. But basically the moral. Well, explain the moral of the story of the movie. I think.
Oh,
Well,
well,
I mean,
so
we
I
give
guess
tidbits. So
the real way to put, I guess the short way of putting it, the log line, as they say in the business, is it's a movie about a group of misfits that run a wrestling organization out of an elderly woman's backyard.
mm,
And one of the driving forces is a wrestler. Her name is Maggie. She goes by Maggie Lightning in the ring. And
mm,
her dad used to be a pro wrestler in the 80s. And he was, think of Hulk Hogan, a big time wrestler. And he's not anymore. He's washed up, and she doesn't want anything to do with him. He's kind of not the greatest guy in the world, but through a series of events, he comes back into her life, and chaos ensues.
mm.
Classic comedy.
Yeah, especially the old blockbuster video type of working experience.
Oh man, Yeah, that was really fun for me. First of all, that was my dream job. Being an actor was my like that was my second job that I wanted. Original dream job was I wanted to work at the video store.
Yeah.
That's what I that's all I wanted. And so luckily I became an actor and then I got to work at a fake video store. So it kind of worked out.
Yeah.
But I mean, it what like that was a set. I cannot remember the name of the little small town that that store was, but it was an empty building in a little small town, and we built a video store in it, and it was really cool going there every day because it did kind of feel, like going to the past.
Yeah. Especially when they got that one person that wants to go to the back room.
Oh yeah, yep, the back room.
I don't want anybody to know that I'm going to the back room. Hey, Bob.
You'd be surprised as every time I talk to somebody that's watched this movie that the back room is something that always comes up. I didn't realize whenever we started the project that the back room was going to be the thing that sticks with me the whole time. The back room is what apparently made an impression on everyone.
It brings back memories of like when you go to
Well, I mean,
Blockbuster.
that's definitely where you got the good stuff. I mean, that's where the wrestling was, right? Just
Yeah,
wrestling,
that's where it
nothing
was. You know,
else. Nothing
it was.
else.
No, no, we had the wrestling back
Definitely,
here. So that's
definitely nothing else.
but but since we're on the subject of movies,
Yeah.
and you are a movie actor,
Hmm.
like we were talking before, and all my friends, I had the game, the movie game. Now, I explained to you what it was,
Yeah.
and for people that don't know what it is, there is a person that made this game. His name is Joe Beretta. He runs uh, like a YouTube channel called The Valley Folk. Now, I don't know if you're very keen on the YouTube uh, shows that's on there, but he made a thing where he puts two synapses of movies together and gives you the description of each one. Doesn't give you like a very subtle way you know it. You have to think
Mhm.
about it sometimes if you haven't seen it,
All right.
or if you heard about it or whatever. But then you got to put both of those movies together to make one movie title. And there is, uh, if you want a hint, and it all goes by points. I mean, we're not doing the point system, but when you get this kind of movie, you do the thing with your friends. You get a point system. If you get it right, you get 10 points or 20 points. If you ask for a hint, then you take down 3 points. You
All
know,
right.
so
Well, listen, I think we should play for points. Okay.
all
Listen,
right. If you want to do points, yeah,
I'm playing to win here.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let's hope that my 52-year-old eyes can see this. Uh, if not, I'm going to have to use my phone to like magnify. Uh, all right, let's see. Oh no, that's singing. I don't sing. Alrighty. Okay. Now here's one. A wrestling loving boy with Down syndrome flees his care facility on a backcountry aquatic road trip to avoid catching the nasty bug that was birthed deep inside Gwyneth Paltrow's goopy insides. Goopy insides. So
Okay.
there is one half, which is the wrestling. Uh,
Yeah, I know that movie. I know the name of that movie.
okay.
Now, Gwyneth Paltrow's goopy whatever.
Yeah.
That's where I'm hung up.
I'm just gonna get my phone for the camera part so I can magnify.
Hmm.
But yeah, if you want to if you want, we call
So
it
I'm
a
supposed to be
hint.
combining the two movies to get or two movie titles together, right?
Yeah. Now, here's the key thing. The movie titles of the first one would sometimes be the last couple of letters of the first movie, or the sounding letter goes into the second movie. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, we'll go over this one, and then you'll get it. Basically when how I explain it, and then the next one, you'll be like, oh, okay, now I'll figure it out.
I'm
But wait,
still hung up
what's the
on
first one? What's the
Gwyneth
first one you think it
Paltrow's.
is?
The first movie is Peanut Butter Falcon.
Okay,
That's the wrestling movie.
yeah,
Definitely know that one. Got Shia
that,
LaBeouf,
that's
I
why I
believe.
picked that one out for you.
Yeah. Oh
But
boy. And now Gwyneth Paltrow's goopy uh whatever it was.
all right,
Oh,
so
I don't know.
if you want a
I'm gonna need a
hint,
hint. I'm gonna need the hint. I'm gonna
all
lose
right,
3 points. I'm
so
already down 3 points.
well, no, you haven't done it yet. You didn't lose it yet. So, oh yeah, well now you did, but you got the thing. Feels like a documentary after these COVID times. So that would
Oh
be the second. That's a hint of the second movie.
man. I apparently don't watch enough Gwyneth Paltrow movies.
All right. Well, think of the last word of the first movie. What word?
Falcon?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Think of the last word and how the second movie could continue from that last word. I'll give you a hint. The last three letters of that word.
Peanut Butter Falcon Contagion.
You got it. Contagion.
Contagion. There we
Yeah. So
go.
you go to
There we
peanut
go.
butter
We're back. We're
falcon
back.
cage.
Okay. We were down. We were down. We're back. We're back. We're back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you,
We're
you
back.
get it now. You get it. So
There we go. There
you.
we go.
All right. Let's go with this. One little small one here. This holiday season, a small boy is left behind to defend himself from Tonto. This holiday season, a small boy is left behind to defend himself from Tonto.
I feel like this one has got to be. If this one's got to be like so obvious, and I'm. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Tonto. Hang on. Can I phone a friend? Is there who?
I wish we could do that, but we don't have the time. But
Oh, okay. All right. All right. All right. I'm gonna have to take another hit. I'm down again. I'm going down another 3 points.
all right, let's see here. Let's go with the hint for the first one.
I'm hung up on the Tonto.
Oh, the
Tonto.
Tonto. Well, what do you think the first one is then?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like the Tonto. If I get the Tonto, then maybe I can figure out the holiday season.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's a good we call it thinking process.
We
All
got a
right.
lot of holiday movies. We got the best one. We got Ernest Saves Christmas, which is obviously the best holiday movie.
Okay. Hi ho silver away. That's the hint for the second movie. Hi ho silver away. It's an old movie, but they
Oh boy,
redid it. They
they redid
redid
it.
it.
Hi ho, silver away. Hi ho. I should know this. I should know Hi ho, silver away. So first of all, because I was a '90s kid,
Yeah.
Hi Ho Silver Away always will be Jim Carrey to me. Like I just feel like I don't know where Jim Carrey said it, but he definitely said it, and I'm pretty sure he used his butt to say it. So I feel like it had to be Ace Ventura. But that is not has nothing to do with this answer. I'm just buying time. I'm just stalling, trying to figure out Tonto, this older movie, Hi Ho Silver Away. Hmm. Hmm. I'm just gonna have to. I'm just gonna have to take the L on this one. I don't. I think
No,
I'm
no,
losing on
no,
this
no.
one.
All right. If you go and do the first one, keep the
The,
change, you filthy animal.
okay. All right. Well, that's Home Alone. That's Home
Okay.
Alone. All right. So holiday season. Of course, you got to. That's the obvious holiday movie. Even
Yeah.
though Other holiday movies include Die Hard and Eyes Wide Shut. People
Jingle All the
forget those.
Way and all that.
Jingle All the Way is underrated. That
It
is a
is
really
underrated.
good.
It is underrated. Poor Arnold.
Yeah. And Sinbad. Sinbad's
Well,
in that
and
too.
no, nobody doesn't know about Sinbad. It's like,
He's the
and he's
bad
not a
guy.
genie, folks. He's not a genie.
He's
No,
not a genie.
no. But all right. So you got Home Alone
Home Alone.
again. Focus on the last.
Alone. Home Alone. Hi ho silver away. Hi ho silver away. Hmm. Man, I told you. I was like, man, this gonna. I'm gonna. I feel like I know movies until I'm put on the spot, and then it's like, oh boy,
Yeah.
I don't really know movies.
Well, you might kick yourself in the in the
Oh, I'm
in
definitely
the
gonna kick
turnbuckle with
myself.
this one. You're gonna kick yourself in the turnbuckle on this one.
I'm sure I will.
So, but it's all right. So since we gone through the hints, we have to give
We've
you the
gone
whole
through the
thing.
heads. Yeah, you got
So you got
just.
Home Alone Ranger,
Yep, yep. Tonto. Yep.
Lone Ranger, and Tonto. I was gonna say Johnny Depp,
Yeah.
the
I
remake.
still don't think I would have got it, but also, my papa would be very disappointed in me. My grandfather very much watched all the westerns and all that stuff, and he'd be like, "Come on now."
He'd be like, Jesus, I gotta go.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do like maybe we'll do like two more if that's okay, or
Okay,
if
two
you have
more,
time,
two more.
you want
Yeah,
to do
sure,
two more,
sure.
or how many you want
Yeah,
to
let's
do?
go for it.
How many you
Let's
want
go
to do?
for it.
You want to do
Let's
two?
go
Okay.
for it. Yeah. I
All
got to
right,
redeem myself. I have to
all
get
right.
one right. I have to like at least have one where I don't look like a fool.
You don't want to bring down we call your co-stars and all that. You're like, oh my god, why? But anyway, Sean Connery and Alec Baldwin. Well, I could read this one. Sean Connery and Alec Baldwin abandoned their underwater aquatic submersible vehicle to pursue model-based rocket science, even though it takes egg. Oh wait, hold on, I gotta read this. It. Let me bring my phone out again. It totes angers their coal mining daddy. I think I kind of like screwed that up, but that's because I couldn't read right. So I'm going to rewrite again. Here we go. Sean Connery and Alec Baldwin abandoned their underwater aquatic submersible vehicle to pursue model-based rocket science, even though it totes angers their coal mining daddy.
So
You
I'm
know,
really, really hoping that the last half is Coal Miner's Daughter, the Tammy Wynette movie. I'm really hoping that is,
and no, I would imagine that would be funny as hell. That would
but I can't be that lucky. Uh,
and I'll tell you what we call when they did this on the YouTube where they do these questions. The people that knew this did not know it because sometimes they didn't even see the movies. You know, but this one I think you probably have seen these movies or heard of them. But
all right. So we got Sean Connery
yeah,
and
Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin. Okay. All right, the Alec Baldwin part, Alec Baldwin, Sean Connery. I'm trying to figure out what did they co-star in? Hmm.
So what do you call a submersible? Like it's an aquatic submersible.
Well,
It's
the
a
submarine. Sub.
okay. So you
Okay.
got a submarine for a movie, and now they did the movie, and it's you're going on a like you're looking for somebody, but it's another word. You're going on.
Hmm.
You bring a gun and you start to do some.
Oh. Okay. All right. It's like an adventure, a submarine, like a submarine.
There's a color that's involved. There is a reference to Halloween. You know, a month that we use for Halloween.
October. Red
Okay.
October.
Uh huh.
Okay. All right.
But what's the rest of it? You do what when you're in the woods? You go.
Hunting,
Don't go
hunt for red
camping.
October, hunt for red October, hunt for.
Okay, there you
Is
go.
that what it is? Is that what it's called? That's what it's
That's
called,
the
right?
first one.
That's the first one. There we go. All right, we're cooking now. We're cooking
All
now.
right. And then you use that last word that you just said.
Okay.
The first word you the first last word you said. The
Hunt
month.
for red October. October.
And then the second movie is
All right.
October
The second
what?
movie. All right. All right. Let's get that second clue again. Let's get that second clue again.
All right, we're doing a second clue. It goes pre Darko Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh. Oh. Jake Gyllenhaal before Donnie Darko.
Yeah,
Let's see,
pre
man.
Dark.
He had some interesting movies before Donnie Darko. So there's Bubble Boy. It's not that. Oh, Jake Gyllenhaal. Oh, was he in before Donnie Darko?
So what does astronomers do?
Well, they observed the sky. Uh,
Okay.
we're all right. So we're moving in the right direction, I
You're in
guess.
the right direction. You're the right word. You just got to combine it with
October Sky. Is
yeah,
that a thing? Yeah. Is that a
yeah,
movie?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. I should have known that one. I should have known it.
So it is the hunt for
This
red
is why I
October
never got a
sky.
job at the video store. I didn't know enough of the movies. This is what happened.
But you don't have to go through these cards. You didn't have. Imagine going through these cards for the job at Blockbuster.
Boy,
Imagine,
could you imagine? Yeah, could you imagine if they sat you down and that was your job interview?
Joe Beretta. This is what you gotta do for when you want to get hired at a Blockbuster or a video store. You give them these cards and they got to figure out what movie it is. You know, Joe Beretta's like, who the fuck are you and what?
Who's got a blockbuster still?
Yeah. Well, you never know. They might bring
Yeah,
it back. I
I
hope.
think they'll bring it back. I think they'll bring it back. I think people are they're gonna get tired of all the digital stuff eventually.
I know it's going to be like, look, you look at records, right? So records are back.
Right.
They got tapes that are coming back. So now VHS.
Oh yeah. I mean, we don't have it out on VHS, but we
No,
should have put the movie out on VHS. We've actually considered it. Maybe if there's demand for it, we will. But it's going to be a little bit of a hassle. But
yeah,
as soon as it came out on streaming, everybody asked for physical copies, and it's like that's the sign of the times. People are like, we want a real copy. We don't want it digital.
we want to see it on our TVs. We want to see
I
it on
want to hold
TV.
something in my hand.
Yeah, like look, it's almost like this. It's like this size right here. Like this size. You know, and folks, this is the recently deceased. Thing. But anyway, the Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
But
Oh boy, we've said it too many times.
no, we only said it twice. Well, actually, you
You
said
said it twice, and then I said it twice.
So we said it 4 times. Now there's going to be a fourth movie. But let's see what happens. All right, we're going to be doing the last one.
Okay.
A Q applause. No, it probably won't happen now because we're low budget like that. But anyway, a gigantic dormant sea monster is awakened by nuclear radiation and descends upon humanity with love for music and a desire to open a jazz club.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm gonna really just I'm gonna just jump in feet first on the first one. I
okay.
know the obvious answer is Godzilla, but
Okay.
I'm gonna say Cloverfield. Was it Godzilla?
It's Godzilla, yeah. It's
Damn
Godzilla.
it!
It's
Damn
Godzilla.
it!
The first one is
All right.
Godzilla.
Well, I got it. I got it. Ha ha! I got it,
Yeah.
and I was gonna be wrong.
So now you gotta get the second one,
All right.
which you might know this one. I'm not really a
All
fan
right.
of the movie, but you might know this one.
All right. Godzilla. We're building off of Godzilla.
Yeah.
Hmm. All right, so we've got the radioactive monster. It's been woken up. It's come out of the ocean, and then what happens? The
The
second clue,
well, the second part, a love for music
a
and
love
a
for
desire
music
to open a
and
jazz
a
club.
desire to open a jazz club. Oh boy. I don't know if I've seen this movie. A
Well, definitely
desire
you
to
heard of
open.
the movie. You definitely heard of the movie. I mean, if
Hmm.
you're in acting and in like Hollywood and all that and blah blah blah,
Sure, sure. Then I've heard of it.
everybody heard of this movie as it
Then I've
is.
heard of this one. Gotcha. Hmm.
So
A
not to
love
say
of
that you could
music.
not, but you know,
A
what
love
are
of music
yes, I love music
and a
and a
desire.
desire to open a jazz club.
I
I'll give
think
you my own.
I
I'll
need
give you my
I need a
own.
hint.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll give you the hint on this. This movie was blinded by the moonlight. He's like, son of a bitch, what the hell? This guy's throwing me a curve.
That's that. Oh man. I feel like I feel like this movie won an Academy Award not too many years back,
Yeah.
so I should know it. You're absolutely right.
It's out there, you know. But I'll give you
um.
another hint. I'll give you an easy hint.
Okay.
What does kids do when they go, bloop, 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 you know, or they go, no, 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 no,
Oh. Uh. I don't know. I don't know. I'm see as competitive as I am at games, I'm not very good at them. I just like playing.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, no, that's fine. You know, imagine you had
Uh,
your friends doing this and all that.
yeah,
So
this would be a lot of fun as a group though.
yeah, no, definitely fun with a group. Maybe next time you bring your friends on.
There we go.
We'll do a whole thing, and then I'll let you all guys converge.
Ha ha ha.
So that way like that. I'm the host. You go like that. You try to win points. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know this one.
So
I
you gave up, I guess. So we
yeah,
go
yeah, I'm gonna just
Godzilla,
Godzilla.
La La Land,
Nothing. I got nothing.
Godzilla, Land, La La Land.
La La Land. You're right. Yep. It won an Academy Award. I didn't watch it though. I
No, I
didn't
never
watch it.
did either. But I always like watching the more action, more
I
wrestling, more.
Yeah. I mean,
So
it's not that I'm against the musical. It's just that one didn't nothing nothing about that one made me go, I should watch that one. You know?
but yeah, this game has, well, now it's kind of, I'm not going to say it's discontinued, but I believe I might have another one. Well, if you want the game, I could send it to you, and then you
Well,
can.
what is yeah, where I mean, so it's discontinued. That's crazy.
Well,
Because
I
it's a
mean, I don't
fun
know if it's
game.
this. I don't know if it's continued, but I mean, you can look up and see if you can be able to get it.
Yeah. It's a
So,
fun game.
it's called the movie game.
It's a
So
fun
you
game.
look it up.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, movie game, and it has different things. So like this one's more like the movie portions of it, but then they have one where there could be a TV video game or
Oh
a
yeah.
so they got different aspects for different things. So
Oh, that's
um,
fun.
you can mix that shit up and for like a game at home with like friends and all that. So if you got people that are into video games or into TV shows, and there's a lot of different TV. Wait, what that one? I think I got it. The video game movie game. So they do have certain genre stuff. And but
Yeah, it's a
check it
fun
out.
game.
If anything, I'll check it out and see if I can find it. And if it's there, I'll send you the link on where to get it if possible. But like I said, if you can't, I got an extra one. and then I can send it to you. Yeah,
Oh,
if
cool.
you want, if you want,
Yeah.
don't worry, you don't have to pay for it. I'll give it to you. That's it.
Oh, oh,
As a
like a
gift
gift
from me.
basket. A gift basket.
Yeah, a gift basket. Like for
This is
Hollywood.
the perks. This is the
Yeah,
perks of being in stuff, is
this is
people start to
because
give you stuff.
when I usually when I did like stuff where like towards the end of my like I would do a season and I do the season. When I'm done with the season, I will get all like podcasters' names and I'll make a list, and then I'll put it in the bucket, and I'll take the name, and then okay, there's three winners, and I'll send like different stuff, like a set of comic books, or some kind of necklace, nothing fancy, but
Yeah.
something that my friends donated to me that
I
are
mean, money. You got a budget here.
yeah, so they gave it to me, and I'm like, here, just send it out. And I'm like, all right. Gave them a card, and I had friends that would do um, like video games, or even trinkets. Like, so they'll give me stuff like a baggie that has Nightmare on Elm Street on it, and then you can have belts that say Legend of Zelda, or and then give
That's
that
my
out.
game right there. Legend of Zelda. That's my franchise.
Yeah, now I'm trying to get into Fortnite, so a friend of
Never
mine
been
wanted me to
able.
try.
Never been able to get into the Fortnite. I tried.
I
Couldn't do
never
it.
tried it yet because I'm like busy scheduled during the week, and I'm like so tired when I get home. It's like, uh, do I really want to try it and then be frustrated all night? But
Right.
it's one of those things. So tell everybody where they can find you, where they can find the movie, where they can find you doing for your next projects if you have any lined
Sure.
up.
Yeah.
So
So if you look me up on the internet, my name is Jonathan for Reels. Jonathan Jonathan, the number four, just like the number on your keyboard, Reels, Realz, just like I'm not telling a lie. Uh, and yeah, you look me up anywhere on the internet, and I'm there. And you can find the marks. It is streaming on Tubi right now. And if you are one of those people that want a physical copy, on my social media somewhere, there's a link that takes you over to the web store where they sell them. And somewhere around in the fall, I'll be around doing different events and conventions and things like that. And we'll have physical copies there so you can get them there too.
oh,
So
that is
I'll be
nice.
around. Yeah.
Yeah. So folks, that this is like my real kind of like guest from the outside of podcasting, so which is great. My very first one. Thank you for being
Oh,
on.
no problem.
Um, and also people, you can find me pretty much on my link tree. So you just click on the link tree that's going to be in below. If you're watching this on video, click like, subscribe, comment, see who else you want me to have on. If you're doing like more listening wise, you can listen to wherever you listen to podcasts, whether it's Apple or Google or wherever you find it. And then you can just like, or I don't even know how they do it for Weco when you're listening to it. So if you want to share 5 stars, I know that if you put 5 stars, that'll help out immensely. And then I can have more people on that either are celebrities or actors, producers.
I'm going to agree with you that people need to understand just how important rating things it is. It really does help out these small creators that are out there making their shows. Go
Yeah,
like and give a star rating and things like that.
yeah. Because I mean, I've seen other people saying it, and I was like, I never get to say it, and now I'm doing it. So give that 5 star rating, which I had that done a couple of times, and I very appreciative on everybody that helped out. So also, what else I got? I got the link to a merch store that has shirts, shirts, sweatshirts. My favorite is the shower curtains. So they do
Shower
have,
curtains.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. They got shower curtains with my uh I gotta find out like what there is like my logos that I have. They'll have shower curtains with the logos on it. So
Okay.
you could
Yeah,
put
cool.
my cartoon face on your shower, and and then your wife can yell at you saying, "Why you got this guy looking at me?"
See,
Anyways,
that's I'm gonna have to get me a shower curtain with just me printed
yeah,
on it,
yeah, there
but
you
just
go.
me peeking in, and
You'd be like, "What's going on in there?"
that's exactly the
Yeah.
shower curtain that people want.
And then on the other side, you got we call the L wrestler on the other side looking at, hey, how you doing? But but going back to the movie for just a little bit, I just love how there is a great musical montage of the whole thing, and it's also dedicated to the memory. And I can't remember the name, and I'm sorry about that, but it is a memory dedicated to the memory of you lost somebody, I guess.
Uh, so so I believe there was a few people. I don't think we dedicated it to the one person specifically.
Okay.
So there was a character in the movie that was very much inspired by my own grandmother that died right after production. We talked about kind of dedicating that to her, but then we also had we did have the lady who uh, there was a really bad situation with the lady who played Granny in the film. And so we started kind of having a situation where it was like, oh boy, are we going to have to dedicate it to her?
Yeah.
You know? Um,
No,
yeah.
because I
So,
saw it in the credits and all that, so I was like, I just want.
but I do believe there was, I do believe, yeah, you are right. I take that back. Oh boy, I feel real insensitive right now. There was somebody who, one of the people that was, uh, the stunt coordinator, I believe. It was somebody that he knew, and he was in the beginning of the film. That guy in the wheelchair in
Yeah.
that opening scene, he had passed away. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
That
But
that that scene actually, believe it or not, people actually really like it. But that scene was cut. But when he passed away, we added it back in. So now I'm like, I feel real insensitive. I'm like,
and
all
I'm
because
sorry for putting on.
there was so much there was so much that went on there.
Yeah. I'm like, and I'm sorry to put you on the spot. I thought it
Oh,
was
it's
like
okay.
something that
No,
but
it's absolutely okay.
also
Hey, thanks
also
for actually watching the credits. People
yeah.
don't do that. There's a lot of people that worked really hard on it.
Yep.
And
You look at somebody that watches Marvel movies, and the whole thing of watching the Marvel movies, you watch the credits towards the end to
so
see
there was
what
an
popped
after
up.
credit scene, but we had to cut it. The distributor cut it.
Yeah.
Um, so it is on the Blu-ray and DVD. So there's the incentive besides all the special features, you know. But apparently, when it came out on Tubi, there was some sort of conflict, and they decided to cut the after credit sequence. So
Yeah.
there you go. There's your incentive to actually spend money.
but
For
also I
anyone who's
see.
out there, I really think you'll enjoy it. Anyone who's out there listening, I really think you'll enjoy it. There's a lot of really, really wonderful people that worked very hard on it. Joseph Lavender, the director, it was a passion project for both him and myself, but I don't want to sell any of the cast short. Um, you know, Jason Louder, he played Bishop Moneybags. It was a really small character, but it's such a memorable character, and he is in a lot of like really really cool stuff out there.
Yeah.
Um, Laurie Winkle, who played Maggie Lightning, you know, such an instrumental character in the movie. And then I mean, there's so many people that were, you know, they're small characters, I guess,
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of a movie, but they're so memorable in the MPWA universe in this world that the Marks takes place in. So
Yeah.
I can't really go down and name all of them, but like there's so many really, really, really talented people
There's
that
more
worked on
people
this.
for a big project.
Yeah.
So, but
I firmly believe that it's going to be a project that people go back years from now and they go, man, how did they get all of these people in this? And it
yeah.
was the answer is simple. They were in it before they became famous. They're just not everybody who's in this, they're just not famous yet. They're just not quite famous yet.
Yeah, that's why I was saying to like when I was on Twitter and all that, I would go and put myself out there to do. I'm like, listen, I'll be a silent actor. I'll be, a person that doesn't do lines. I could be the dead person. I could
We
be
had a
the
lot of folks that were just friends and family members that, we would put a call out there and be like, if you've ever wanted to be in a movie,
yeah,
now's the time if you want to come in and be an extra. Because we needed a lot of people to be in, in these crowds. And, everybody who was like, cast in like the main roles, they've been in, there were actors who were from different TV shows and movies and stuff like that. But when it came down to like, you know, some random person yelling at a wrestling show, of course we can just get our friends to do that kind of stuff.
yeah.
And there's an Easter egg that I'm just waiting for people to start looking for. But like, there's one extra who's in the entire movie,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you noticed him, but there's one guy who's very very noticeable, and we hit him through the entire movie, and so far nobody's even brought him up. But I
Oh
can't
man,
wait. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch it again because now it's a mission. It's a mission for myself to go and try to find it. I'll be like this, like looking at like, if I can find them, But I also want to say because that you look great, even though you had a backbreaker done to you.
Oh, yeah.
Because nobody gets up after that. But anyway,
Nobody gets up after that. It ends careers. Exactly. Well,
yeah.
see, I'm sitting in a chair. I'm sitting. Yeah, exactly.
But you're still moving. You're going around. You're like, oh shit.
Oh, you got me. I'm busted. I'm busted.
But it's all fun and games. No, I was kidding. But overall, thank you, Jonathan Reels, for being on the podcast. It's an honor. Thank you for
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. And thanks for doing what you do.
no. And also, if you're in Long Island and if you go and do like some kind of movie, you got my email. Now,
Okay. Next
so,
time I'm up that way, I was just up that way in the fall. So
yeah,
next time I'm up that way, I'll give you a shout.
if there's like something with wrestling or some kind of like horror movie, if you're planning on it, I could be a dead body or I could be a mute or something. Giving it out there or something. I'm not good with lines, but as it is.
Hey, it's not for everybody.
Yeah,
It's not
it's
for
not,
it. There's some people don't realize how much work goes in to being in the background and not being a distraction. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like you're part of building the world.
yeah,
And there's some people that are very 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 good at it. And yeah, people don't realize that kind of stuff. They're the unsung hero of the movie industry. Most of the time, they're not even in the credits.
I could
They
be
don't
yeah,
even.
exactly. You could be
Yeah.
just sitting there drinking, coffee, and you're like, and just have that look like the fuck.
If you pay attention to the people in the background, a lot of times you can see some people that are doing a really, really good job, and then you can see some people that are doing a horrible job as an extra. And it's definitely something like once you start paying attention to it, it can be a
Yeah,
fun game.
but that's what I'm gonna do on my second try around on it. Because now that you said there's something, I'm like, now I gotta search. But again, folks, go follow Jonathan for Reels, and myself. We call for more podcasting, and we'll have more guests and hopefully more writers and producers on the show as well. See what happens.
Well, I'm
So
glad I could maybe hopefully get this ball rolling, the snowball rolling in that direction.
yeah, no, definitely we gotta see what goes on. I'm game for it. Because I can talk to anybody and listen to anyone. As my dad and my mom would say, it was like you're always a people person. You're always everywhere I go. I make friends everywhere. It's not like I'm not going to go up to and say, "Hey, how you doing? What's up?"
Oh yeah, we need more of that though. We need more interaction, more people talking to people. You know,
Yeah,
we need more of that in the world.
because like on when you do podcasts, and then everybody else, and then honestly, from all my friends, they're like, I was the odd man out of not be able to talk to people. You know what I mean? It's like now I'm
Yeah.
doing podcasting, but hey, when you do podcasting, it's like you just make you look at people, you think of people not wearing just only underwear and everything else. But yeah, that's like the one thing I heard on one movie. Hey, just picture them in their underwear and all that.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then it might turn out wrong. Who knows? But
I just picture myself in my underwear. That's how I feel comfortable.
I try not to picture myself. The Kamala, the Uganda giant. I don't want to picture him in underwear as it is. If you know who the wrestler is, you are.
Speaking of, you just reminded me. That's one person I definitely want to shout out.
Yeah.
Who played commentary? Burt Biggs, the commentator, was played by an actor, Robert McElroy. His favorite wrestler is Kamala, and
Okay.
he was the commentary in the movie. I feel like was hilarious, and so I just didn't want to leave without giving that guy his flowers. Make sure anybody who's out there is following him around social media and looking for his comedy because he's hilarious.
And I think it's not the guy with the coon skip hat.
No, the other guy, the
other
one
guy.
with the
Okay, now it is. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That what you were saying. I'm like,
he's the heel commentator.
Yes,
He's the more of
the Bobby
oh
Heenan or Bobby
yes,
Heenan
yeah.
kind of commentator, and the Taz commentator, the who
Uh,
else? The Jesse Ventura commentator kind of thing.
who is it that is his oh my god, it's his favorite commentator, and now my brain, now this is embarrassing, like this is like it's just wrestling, I should know this.
Yeah.
Oh god, not what's his, he's the asshole, he's like everybody hates him, he's still around, he's got his podcast, older guy with his glasses, and oh man, I'm such a I can't. I'm
Not
losing all wrestling
JR.
credibility right now.
Not JR.
No, not Jr. Um, he's got beef with Vince Russo.
Jim Cornette.
Cornette. There we go.
Yeah.
Cornette. Yeah. I was about. Oh, I was.
Yeah, he fucking hates Russo, man. Fucking hates him to a T.
Yeah. Robert was like really channeling that Jim Cornette energy.
Oh,
whenever
God,
he was
does look like him. He does.
when he was like, all the backstage segments and like him on commentary, who he's rooting for, how he's describing the matches and all that kind of stuff. He was really channeling that Cornette.
Yeah, he was,
Yeah.
because especially that one part, he goes, that's it. I'm out of here.
Yep.
That was it. And I'm like, holy shit, what? And I didn't really dawn on me until you said it, or we tried to figure it out. And he does look like Cornette. He does.
Yeah, he's that guy is he's such an amazing like character actor. He's in a lot of stuff that's out there. He's got a really cool movie that's in production right now. Do not know what it's called, but I'm definitely looking forward to it because I've been seeing like behind the scenes stuff, and it's like, what a cool project. I wish I was in this, And yeah. Like I said, there's so many people that are in this movie. They were so good, and they're going to be somebody. They're just not quite there yet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So everybody, go watch the movie. Go and watch it on Tubi. You can look at it. It's not going to be no time frame or whatever. You just click on it. You look for the marks or Mark. I'm sorry, and then you watch the movie. You'll be lapping your ass off, and you'll be looking like, holy crap, this is cool. Like I said, the director playing what the hell the name again?
Asmith, yeah.
That character, I love the painted face. My favorite, and I don't want to waste anybody's time on this, but my favorite wrestling characters are the dark ones.
Yeah.
So like the dark characters, like the Undertaker we mentioned, Ultimate Warrior, Demolition,
Sting
as well. Well, he had his on and off, But
He well,
yes, and
yeah. Early Sting was very much not a dark character
yeah,
for
more
sure.
flamboyant kind of
Yeah,
like but yeah, with the crow stink.
Crow
Um,
Sting. That's the best
and
Sting.
yeah, and then you got like the Ultimate Warrior. You got Papa Shango. You
Yeah,
know, like I said, Undertaker, and then now the newer ones that I don't know if you follow the newer
I do.
like wrestling. Because I got the tattoos of and actually it's on my wrist of Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt. Yo, man.
So the Yowie Wowie, so on my
I
wrist.
almost wore my Bray Wyatt shirt today. I'm currently repping my R Truth and
Oh yeah,
Tom and Nick Mysterio, the three
yeah.
amigos.
I only got the Bart Simpson, so that's about it. But and then and was it and Carrion Cross?
Oh, Karrion Cross is he's my one of my favorites. I'm so happy that like now the crowd is starting to get kind of like behind Karrion, and he's like at this past week on main event,
Yeah,
he like the whole crowd was going wild for Karrion
yeah.
coming out, and he's like the number one selling merch in the WWE store. So I'm really really happy for him.
And he's following you on Twitter.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, he's following you on Twitter. I'm like, that's why I brought up Carrying Cross because I'm like,
Karrion's
maybe if
great.
he hears this, maybe he hears this, he'll be on. Because I did put it out there at one point because
You got to keep putting it out there. That's exactly how it works, man. You just put it
yeah,
out there. Eventually it happens.
because he's on, and some people that don't know this, he's on a YouTube thing with his wife, and at the time, uh, his wife's friend Shotzi, they have this YouTube channel called Chamber of Horrors, and they go and visit haunted paranormal areas. And
Oh, that's fun.
yeah, and he got Karrion Cross or Kevin, and the real name is. Uh, he goes there with them sometimes, and it is phenomenal watching. It's just I'm still on. I don't know. I think there's like 20. I think I'm on like 18 of them.
As like an actor, Carrion, that's where Carrion really, really, really impresses me. Like, first of all, he's great in the ring, and like he's a very intimidating force. We can't
Yeah,
deny any of that at all. But on the mic, and as far as like cutting a promo and like he's got some videos that are 15, 16-minute long promos where he's just talking to the camera on his
yeah,
YouTube.
yeah,
And they're so captivating, and they seem so, like I don't even know how to describe it. They're just so good. And I'm like, it takes such a level of skill. And he's really like just jumped feet first into this whole that whole side of professional wrestling with the
yeah,
acting, with going to acting classes and taking classes and like that wrestlers typically wouldn't take. They'll get a trainer all day to train them in the gym,
yeah, yeah.
but getting a
The acting
trainer
class.
to train them in acting, they
Yeah,
don't. You get some people that take it to that level, and you can tell. And Carrion is one of those people, and I've got
he's very
a lot of respect
intricate.
for him.
He's very intricate in his talking.
Yeah,
He's very intricate. Like he's very well spoken, but he's very like to the point, very serious. Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of afraid if he does get on my podcast, I'll be intimidated to do an interview.
I mean
Because
he's intimidating when he wants to be intimidating,
yeah, yeah,
for
because like
sure.
his alter ego Killer Cross sometimes comes out, and he even says he's like, oh, and he gets to that point, he goes, oh no, 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 Killer Cross almost came out. We don't want him coming out. Yeah,
Did you catch him at Bloodsport?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that
Oh
was
God, he's just
yeah.
he breaks like folks. He breaks three backs, with a submission move, and he just breaks three bats, and the guy can break your arm, your neck, your head with. Uh,
Yeah, Carrion's he's for right now, that's where like kind of like my top person.
yeah,
But I am very, very excited about R-Truth versus John Cena. I know a lot of people are
Yeah.
not excited, but I am.
Yeah, no, I want to see that. If it's going to be like with our troops going to have that funny out demeanor kind of thing,
Sure,
probably.
but
But
R-Truth, Ron can like Ron Killings is like
he
a
could bring it.
legitimate, yeah, a force in the ring.
Yeah,
When he like him and the Miz, their run as tag champs,
yeah,
all those matches really showed both on both of their side that they could really go in the ring. You know,
yeah,
a lot of people don't give the Miz credit, but I mean he's been around this long for a reason. He's
yeah.
really good.
And he has a I'm not gonna say trifecta, but he's oh, what's that thing where you have all the titles? You're like
Oh yeah, he's going Grand Slam
Grand,
champion,
yes, Grand Slam and all that, but they make him
but
sound
he's
like
done it
he's just a
twice.
little bit. Yeah, and he might do it third time if they play the cards right. Yeah,
Yeah,
but he's hosting as well American Gladiators.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That was crazy news.
yeah, and I'm like, wow, And I love American Gladiators, not the Hulk Hogan one, even though he's your favorite, but the Hulk Hogan.
Controversial statement now.
Yeah, no, it's out now.
After he,
Sorry, please don't delete
at
into
least
that.
I was honest though. Okay, it was the
No, you're
'90s.
honest.
It was different.
You have to be honest. Yeah, you have to be honest in this day and time. You can't just lie and say, oh, I like this one. But also we were talking about carrying cross, but also my own one is Aleister Black.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
was excited to see him come back
yeah,
to WWE. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
Especially
I know he's been doing his run over in AEW, and I was real excited about AEW stuff when they first kind of started out. But in recent times, it's kind of got a little, uh,
yeah, yeah.
eh,
Yeah.
eh.
But
But
it has its moment. It's like when you
it
do
has its
the Monday Night
moments,
Wars. It has its moments with the Monday Night War kind of thing. It's almost
right?
like
Exactly.
you got your
Tony Storm over there is like
oh
crushing
yeah,
it though.
yeah,
Just like undeniable. Like
yeah,
she's
and
crushing it.
Megan Bain now we call it Megan Bain is like oh
What do you think about Ricochet going over there?
I like
Do you
Ricochet.
think
I
it was
like
the
when he
right
was in
move?
the hmm?
Do you think it was the right move for him to go over there?
Well, he wasn't really utilized very well in WWE. He was
Yeah,
for
no, I agree.
NXT.
I wanted him to be utilized way more, but
It's like how Karrion Kross was utilized that first time when he went to the main roster, and
sure.
it was
Oh
just
yeah, he
like,
was just
yeah,
buried.
yeah, he was just buried, and it's like the same thing as where you got the other one we call it he's just buried like Ricochet. He hasn't done anything really, got any titles except for when he was in NXT.
Yeah, no, I've always been a really, really big Ricochet fan. So I definitely didn't want to continue to see him not have anything happen.
Yeah,
I'm not necessarily sure that leaving when he left was the time to leave because of the whole, it seemed like he was in the middle of a pretty juicy feud.
yeah,
And
with
and then it's
Drew.
like and Bronson too, right?
I think Bronson was no, but that was like I think that was the send off for
Yeah.
him because they knew he was leaving. That was like the send off, so he wasn't
Yeah.
really coming back kind of thing. And then his fiance Irvin, um,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
she left to do what she's gonna do.
Right.
So it's
I don't know. I just felt like it just seemed like he had a little bit of momentum
yeah,
and it might have been time for him to like it might have been his time. Is That's basically what I'm saying.
yeah,
It felt like things were going in his direction for once. So whenever he left, it was kind of like, okay, well, I hope it goes well over there.
yeah.
Yeah.
But also, well, stick around. We're going to talk more
Yeah.
after. If you want, if you don't, if you got somewhere to go, I don't know. But folks, again, follow Jonathan Reels and watch the movie The Marks on Tubi. and follow me on oh, I forgot what the whole thing was, but just follow me. You know, just don't stalk me. Just follow me. That's it. And
But you can
we'll
stalk me though.
yeah, you can
It's
stalk
fine.
him. You can go and stalk
It's
him if you want.
fine.
You know,
It's fine.
and then he'll tell me about it, so then we can talk about it next time when he comes around. Yeah, he's like, I got stalked by this person that looked
Yeah.
like you know. He's like, he was bald and he had all these tattoos. You know, it could have been me. I don't know. Look at but anyway, all right, everybody, have a good time. It's Sunday, so everybody's gonna be doing that whole Monday grind. So this probably gonna be coming out in a couple of days anyway. So you'll be listening to this and be like, this is a good day. All right, folks, have a good day, and that's about it. Yeah. So
Goodbye.
all right, adios.